mention Muhammad Ali's name without mentioning Bandini Brown. Bandini Brown was incremental in Ali's success, right? Even to the persona of a Muhammad Ali, he was incremental in that. You young kids go Google who Bandini Brown was. He's the guy that taught Muhammad Ali how to be hip and street, right? So, but Carl Froch, I get it why he feels that way. Because if I sit down and think about it, not talking people's business, but Robert McCracken has earned more money training Anthony Joshua than what Carl Froch earned in his career. And Carl Froch is a 3-time world champion. Work that one out. Carl Froch is the one that sold at 80,000 in Wembley versus him and George Groves a decade ago, right? So all of those kind of things is like, you can be riled by it. It's human nature to be riled by these things. But what I didn't like is like, if you DM me and we're going back and forth, that's not public. You know what I mean? That's not public because it's called a direct message.
Yeah.
So if I send a direct, I'm not directly sending it to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I'm directly sending it to you, Sean. So on those kind of things, I didn't like that. But Carl Froch is very clever because he knows I can do this kind of thing. It's going to keep me relevant. And I can also play the lines because a lot of people ain't too sure about Anthony Joshua anymore. A lot of people are like, ooh, this Anthony Joshua, and a lot of people turned on Anthony Joshua. A lot of people turned on him when he was at the Black Lives Matter march, right? A lot of people turned on him. You can't say you never because you did, right? And he didn't even say anything wrong, right? So, like I said, on many things, that
What happens at ringside? Carl Froch is there, and Joshua's looking across to him and saying, well, "You've been talking about me."
No, nothing is going to happen at all. Do you know why? Because this is why I rate Anthony Joshua. Because Anthony Joshua has sacrificed himself on the public platform by not being road, not being the street thug, not being, he's being corporate Anthony Joshua, and it's paid for him, right? He hasn't Uncle Tom, he hasn't cooned it, but he's played it safe, right? Not being over opinionated, not being, you get what I'm trying to say? He's done that. How can I knock a man for that? Anthony Joshua, did they say he's worth 200 million? So I can't knock you for that. Not only that, but he's making really, really smart investments right now, right? I can't say nothing to him. And I also got props what he's doing. He started off this ACE thing, African Caribbean Exchange. Him, Michael Jarman, and what's it? Ken Kawasaki. They started this thing to push unity within the African diaspora. I've got to rate you for that because I used to be like, and you're doing what you doing, bro? You should be, and like, no. So therefore, if he saw Carl Froch ringside, Anthony Joshua, I was look, Anthony Joshua, bro. You know what I mean? I am Anthony Joshua, right? And that's the truth. But one thing I do know about Carl Froch, he's comfortable within his own skin. He likes when people talk shit about him. It doesn't bother him. But we'll see.
So being that we're on the heavyweight scene and we're talking all about that, was it a shock to you when Usyk beat Tyson Fury earlier this year?
Not at all. Because Usyk is very good. It wasn't a shock, but I still picked Tyson Fury to win, right? Simply because Tyson Fury can do genius stuff in that boxing ring. I've witnessed it. I've seen it. He does genius stuff. But if you understand what you're watching, if you can understand what you're watching, then you know that was freaking clever on what Tyson Fury did. But Usyk is a different breed. Totally different breed. Very highly skilled. Like incredibly highly skilled. Knows how to, and like he's like, you know what Usyk's like? Usyk is like Chinese water torture. You know, like little drops of water. It just catches up with you till it drives you insane. And that's what he did. You can see from the first round, from his southpaw position, he stood with Tyson Fury. He's throwing left hand straight down to his body. He's throwing a jab to Tyson's body from the first round. Right, what he was doing, he was deliberately doing that. That's to lower Tyson Fury's guard. And he lowered his guard. He had to wait till round 8 and 9 before he could let off a big shot. And he let off that big overhand left on Tyson Fury that had.
Yeah, it looked like it broke his nose or something. Yeah, exactly. When it just went and hit him, and Tyson wasn't the same after that.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, wobbled up with her. So because of that, Usyk is just another level. You know what I mean? He is. So that I wasn't shocked that Usyk won the fight. What I am shocked about is that he could hurt Tyson Fury in the way that he did. Because prior to the fight, me and like Tony Bombabellu, we speak regularly. Tony's my guy. Big shout out to Tony. Lovely man. Right? And I said, Tony, how do you see this? I'm telling you, Spence, he's gonna do Tyson. He said the guy mentally drains you when you fight him. I remember Tony Bellew put up a very, very gallant performance against him before getting knocked out.
Yeah.
He said the guy makes you fight his fight, and you're always weary in there, and he mentally zaps you. And so said, so done. Come fight time, what happened? You know what I mean? He got to Tyson Fury. And that's Tyson Fury. But then also, then when I'm looking at it, I'm saying, you know what? Those 3 fights that Tyson Fury had with Deontay Wilder had to have had some effect on you. Right? Similar to when Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier 3 times. Those fights took an effect on you. Right? It did. It took an effect on both men. More so Ali, but it took an effect on you. Those 3 fights, the third fight was one of the best fights I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. God's got to be real. Right? But the first fight, when Tyson Fury gets knocked down, he's down on the ground, he just rises up like he's Lazarus. Like, you're thinking to yourself, like...
He done The Undertaker.
Yeah, he did. You're thinking to yourself, what am I actually watching here?
Yeah.
Right? But I think those fights have taken a toll on Tyson Fury. And Usyk took advantage of the fact that those fights have taken the toll because he's technically sound and he's a very, very confident man. And he came out victorious.
The way I've sort of also looked at it is Usyk seems like a man of discipline. It looks like he lives that life in and out of the ring. He's always training hard. He's went to the army. He doesn't look like, he's abusing his body. Where I feel when Tyson's out of camp, he doesn't sometimes live that lifestyle. What you see in the media.
Listen. People are talking about the recent video. That's what you're talking about. Where you see him drunk out of the when he's drunk on the street. Yeah,
that's one of them. But sometimes you do see him out of shape as well. He does balloon up a little bit.
Yeah, but
it's not like
Tyson Fury. If you look at Tyson Fury has never had a body beautiful. He's never been, oh my goodness gracious, look at Tyson and all right. And remember, it's a nation that people seem to forget. Like, and I know you love your boxing, so you say Terence Crawford's one of the best fighters in the world, right?
Yeah.
You're like, he's fantastic, right? Top 3, easily, right? Tyson Fury, when he was in his hiatus, right? Or when he's saying the drinking, the drugs, and like the manic depression and being bipolar and everything else, and he decided to make a comeback. When Tyson Fury decided to make his comeback, he lost Terence Crawford in body weight. Let that sink in. He lost Terence Crawford in body weight to come back and fight. And then he fought 2 men that you wouldn't even hire for sparring. And then he fights Deontay Wilder, and he beat Deontay Wilder, but they called it a draw. All the credit in the world should be given to Tyson Fury. I think what people need to recognize, right, and forget about the amount of money that Tyson's got and all the rest of it. I think things are about championing life, right? And if Tyson Fury just to stop for a second and just say, you know what, I came back from when I was on the brink and I became world heavyweight champion and lineal heavyweight champion, right? Then you got to give yourself a pat on the back and say, don't be so hard on yourself. So when you say you see him out of shape or you see him drunk, I don't smoke, I don't drink. And that's not only because of religious purposes, but I just don't, right? And Tyson Fury is allowed, I would say, to let his hair down. What little he has left, right? I would say that Tyson Fury, we shouldn't be looking at Tyson, oh my goodness gracious, he was out and he was drunk and blah, blah. I'm just looking at that and I'm saying, that is European culture. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not, that's European culture. So what?
As a fan, though, like Tyson Fury has been my favorite. I used to watch him on Channel 5, you know, when he back in the days. Yeah, them times, like, you know, when I'm seeing, I'm like, Dad, I know we like this fight and that fighter, but this guy's going to be champion. And Dad's like, oh, he's a bit out of shape. I'm like, it's not about muscles with boxing. You know what I mean? It's not about being body fit. This guy can move. He's like a lightweight the way he's going on, you know. So that's the time I've been following him, and I've always been a favorite. And it's like,